Day trading recap, July 2nd, 2019. All right, day traders. Somewhat of a recap, although I'm still in a trade right now. But Maxar, right here, Maxar Technologies, which had a while back, let me bring up the daily here. You could see that it had a big boost not too long ago when that news surfaced about dealing with NASA or whatever. Kind of had a big boost, made a move, then kind of settled back down, and today you could see it is now moving close to that 200 moving average. I mean, it's about $3 away, but it had a big day today so far. And you look on this chart, it just busted up right from the beginning. It had a little bit of an indecision doji, and then boom. If I had been paying attention close enough, I would have gotten in right here at this level, 836. Could have set your stop basically down at the entry, maybe 25 cents away, 810. Because look, it went all the way up to 933, so about $1 gain right there. And then it kind of came back through VWAP, recovered VWAP, and now you can see it's kind of moving up slowly. So a little red bar ignored on the 15-minute chart here. You see this little red bar, green bar, red, green. That's a red bar ignored. That's a very positive sign. So lots of things going this way. A lot of things going in its favor here for Maxar, but I didn't trade that. I traded. I actually got into a trade, this RMBI. RMBI showed up. I think it's a reorganization, so technically it's not really showing up on the daily because the company was a spin-off, I think, this Richmond Mutual Bancorp. And I got in here early in the day, or early when it went public again. Again, this is not an IPO. It's just a spin-off of a company. So I got in at 1342, and it kind of shot up. It got close to my first target here at 1362. And I didn't take any out. I should have taken some out here, and then it settled back down. I just got nervous. I just didn't like it, given that it's kind of a weird play with it being a spin-off. So I took my shares out here at 1345. I got in at 1342. Just a 3-cent gain, really nothing to write home about. And then you can see it's starting to move back up. Bounced, you can see, look, bounced right off VWAP. That's why VWAP is so important, this purple line, volume weighted average price. Bounced off that and went back up. So I'm not going to kick myself if it actually does push through my first target, because I just didn't, it was a bit of I took a lot smaller of a share position than I normally would. So not a big deal, but I did get into Teck. This showed up on my no gap scan. Let's see if it's still there. I don't know if it's still there. Might not be still there. Anyway, Teck. So yeah, I got in Teck here. You can see why. I had a big red candle start the day. I'm not sure why. I can't remember what the news was, but it's a mining stock, and it dropped big time today through VWAP, recovered VWAP briefly, then lost it again. Second recovery VWAP. That's always huge to me. When it breaks through VWAP a second time, usually that means buyers are kind of beating out the sellers, and they're gonna, because VWAP is such an important line that if it breaks VWAP, usually momentum carries it. But if it breaks it, fails, but breaks it a second time, that means there's a battle going on. And usually, that second break is kind of an indication of where it's going to go. So it broke back up and settled back down. Now I got in here. If you look at the 8 EMA and the 20 SMA, I use these lines together: the 8 exponential moving average and the 20 simple moving average, because the cross is sometimes indicative of a change in direction. So you saw the cross happen here. It rested back on the 8 EMA, and I got in. And it sort of drifted down a little, but then, boom, popped right back up. And then I got a nice little pop here. And I caught it right at the high of this 5-minute candle, which was big. Because I got in at I got in at 22.73, and I took my shares out at 22.85, or 85 and some decimals there. So about a 12-cent gain. Not a huge gain, but I took a big position, and it paid off. Now I could end up going to my first target, which was 22.95, but it has to break this 200 moving average on a 5-minute chart, which is what I got nervous about. Usually these little pops, when they pop close to the 200, I'm afraid of it hitting its head and coming down real quick. So that's why I took my shares out before it got to my target. I was about 10 cents away from my target. So that's why I basically exited all my shares. So the other one was this Eros International, which I like. It showed up in my pre-market. I think the news was something about a lawsuit. the stock was, if you look at the yearly moving average, it was all the way up at $10. Not too many months ago, about three months ago, it was up at $10. Something happened, the lawsuit dropped, and it's been fading. But you can see it had a little bit of a bounce here. If I tighten this up, a little bit of a bounce here. So, so I got in. Once you can see here, it broke through VWAP, came back up, broke down, VWAP again, came back up. So as it started to hold VWAP, I got in here. See a little entry triangle there at 160. What did I get in? 165, I think, 166, and I put my stop here. I have an automatic stop set right now. It's at 159. Very tight, not too many shares. So if it comes down to here, I'm out, and that would be it. So. I'm not too worried about this one. I didn't take a big position. I'm still okay if I get stopped out. I might move my stop up to about VWAP if it starts to move up. But you can see here on the 15-minute chart, it broke down through the 10 exponential moving average. Then it recovered it. That's about where I got in, right around here. I thought maybe it could hold it. We'll see. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I might just exit this right at my entry if it keeps going sideways, just be done with it. It was really just a speculative little trade, which I'm trying to avoid more. But either way, no big deal if it ends up going south on me, because my big trade was Teck. That ended up being a good trade, and I think Teck actually, you can see, I think it's going to actually hit my first target. So I'm a little upset that I got all my shares out, but I just got too nervous that it was moving too fast, too quickly up, and I was going to reverse. So that's it. So yeah, Maxar had a big day. All those people that held onto their shares after that jump a few weeks back. Hopefully you held on to some shares because you got rewarded, as it's just basically breaking some resistance here on the yearly. You can see this little resistance point here, 905. It's already at 927. And you got the 200 moving up. So good on you if you ended up holding on to those shares. So good luck trading. I will live stream. I live streamed my pre-market scans this morning. I'll probably live stream during the day a little bit more, maybe tomorrow, and then Thursday's an off day. So for 4th of July, luckily, and maybe I'll do it on Friday too. But if I'm done trading, I'll probably throw up a live scan today. But I'm gonna just see what happens with this Eros. All right. Good luck trading. See you next time.